How's it going, guys? Cody back again, dropping yet another video. Right, guys, this time, as you can see from the title, it's on a sex offender treatment program in prison, which has led to more offending. Not reduced offending, guys, increased offending. So these statistics reveal. Link in the description below, like I always do. Story reads: the main sex offender treatment program for England and Wales has been scrapped after a report found it had led to more reoffending. Researchers found prisoners completing the program were slightly more likely to offend than a control group. The Ministry of Justice replaced the scheme in March after research confirmed evidence of its weaknesses. The main program to psychologically treat the highest risk offenders has also been replaced, the Ministry have said. The MOJ confirmed the change in treating sex offenders following publication on Friday of its own study, which suggested the Core Sex Offender Treatment Programme, or the SOTP, could be making the situation worse. The scheme, designed to challenge the behaviour of male sex offenders with psychological techniques to change their thinking, was first approved in 1992. Research followed what happened to 2,562 prisoners who took part in the 180 hours of group sessions before their later release from prison. They then compared the behaviour of over the following years with more than 13,000 comparable offenders. More treated sex offenders committed at least one sexual reoffence during the follow-up period when compared in the matched comparison offenders, said the study. More treated sex offenders committed at least one child image reoffence when compared with a matched comparison of offenders. Results suggest that while the SOTP in prisons is generally associated with little or no changes in sexual and non-sexual reoffending, the small change in the sexual reoffending rate suggests that either the core SOTP does not reduce sexual reoffending as it intends to do so, or that the true impact of the program was not detected. Group treatment may normalise individuals' behaviour. When stories are shared, the behaviour may not be seen as wrong or indifferent, or different, or at worst, contacts and sources associated with sexual offending may be shared. It's not clear why it failed. An earlier version of the scheme was in place in 2000 and appeared to reduce the offending of medium risk men. But a study 7 years later, after Core SOTP had been expanded, suggested the sessions had become too generic and based around a detailed manual rather than tailored to each offender. It says here, treatment programs for sex offenders. Sex offenders can receive therapy in prison and the community. Core program devised in 1992 but revised over years as evidence of effectiveness is complex. Main SOTP scheme rolled out to prisons in 2000, but has now failed. Two schemes have been accredited as replacements, having been devised from latest research. The Ministry of Justice began to review the schemes in 2010, emerging evidence of what was working and concerns about SOTP's effectiveness. On Friday, it confirmed it had replaced the core SOTP in March, a decision that was not announced at the time, and the extended version of the scheme for high-risk offenders in March. Offenders who had not originally been taking part in these schemes were now on programs called Horizon or Kaizen, while the new schemes still involve group sessions. The inmates are no longer required to discuss their own offences. Horizon, aimed at medium-risk offenders, aims to teach them to manage unhealthy sexual thoughts and behaviours and make other positive changes to their lives. Kaizen, a Japanese word used in business to refer to continual improvements in performance, is focused on the highest risk offenders. We keep treatment programs under constant review to reduce reoffending and protect the public, said the statement. The treatment of sexual offenders is a complex issue subject to international scrutiny and research. In the UK, we've been evaluating our sex offenders treatment programs since 2003. We've discontinued 2 of the 8 programs and replaced them with courses as part of the process. These new programs will be monitored closely. Now, guys, just wow. Wow. So apparently, guys, sitting in a group session for 180 hours is going to stop a paedophile, right, and other sexual offenders. So let's aim on a paedophile. 180 hours, guys, right, of group sessions talking about what they do and being taught how to think a certain way and be normal has failed. Surprise. It's as simple as this, guys. Right? I know it's a complex issue and stuff like that. For me, paedophilia, rapists, mainly paedophiles, right? It's a mental health disease, right? they're born with it generically, right? And then they develop and it gets more depraved and depraved and depraved, guys. Now, if you go to, this is how simple it is for me. Let's break it down. So you go to prison attracted to women. You leave attracted to women. You go to prison attracted to men, because we've got female offenders, we've got homosexual prisoners, right? You go to prison attracted to children. You leave attracted sexually to children. It's as simple as that, guys, right? The only way that you can rehabilitate a sex offender is a bullet or a noose. It's as simple as that. You cannot, I don't care how long these fuckers are in prison, right? The longer the better. For me, like, they're supposed to be trial in the UK, chemical castration. Chemical castration. But once they're out of prison, who's going to make them take that medication? There's prisoners in prison that are sexual offenders that apparently were being offered early release if they was chemically castrated for a trial. Because it's a chemical thing in the brain, guys. Some highly paid psychiatrist, right, says they're using psychological techniques to alter the way of thinking. You cannot alter, like, you just can't alter your brain. If they're attracted to kids, they're attracted to kids. It's a sexual thing. And they will never stop reoffending. They will never stop reoffending, guys. It's in their DNA. They go to prison, the sex staff, they don't have access to pornography, or they can buy pornography mags on the kiosk, but they're interested in children. Right? They're sexually interested by children. So the pornography is not gonna get them aroused, is it? So the sex staff, they're in prison, then they're out of prison, right? They might put them on a sexual harm prevention order or something like that, where you're supposed to, like, the monitor, you can't delete. I think, from what I've read, I think you can't delete your search history and stuff like that. The police can turn up at your, like, check your phone when you go probation, stuff like that, and download what you've been doing. But the point is, they can go straight back to what they're doing, straight back on the internet, and start watching indecent images of children and downloading them and, like, viewing videos and stuff like that on the dark web and everything else. So the longer in prison, the more sex starved and sexually frustrated they become. So when they get out, right, they go back to what they know, because they get sexual gratification from it. And like I say, guys, I'm not even going to rant on this one. I know how strongly I feel. I was sexually abused, guys. I literally was sexually abused, right, by a guy that lived local to my mum and my stepdad, right? And it stayed with me forever. And I hurt people, right, physically, went out because I was very violent, because of not all because of that situation, but did it contribute to it? Absolutely, 1,000,000%. I detest people that hurt children. Sex offenders, guys, like I say, not just paedophiles. You've got rapists, you've got, like I say, sexual offenders, guys, hoarding indecent images, making indecent images of children, rapists, paedophiles, people that sexually assault people, things like that. It's up here. It's up here. You can't talk to someone and say, oh yeah, so what you going to do? You're not going to like children anymore, right? Psychological techniques, guys, doesn't work. Doesn't work, right? Chemically, do you know what my attitude is? My attitude is simply this: castrate them. You cannot use and wank what is not there. You can't. Chemically castrate them. When they're in the community and stuff, who's going to administer that? Who's going to make sure that that person's taking that medication? It's not. Anyway, guys, I'm very, very interested to know what you think, guys. Like I say, I know it's more complex than that. Just saying, oh, like, you go to prison, you're attracted to women, you leave attracted to women. You go to prison attracted to men, you leave attracted to men. You go to prison attracted to children, you leave as sexually attracted to children. No amount of, some psychiatrist getting paid a shitload of money, of the taxpayers' money, to do these courses in prisons. It's not going to help them. Not going to help them. You cannot cure a paedophile. You just can't. It's in their brain. It's there. You can take drugs and chemically alter the brain. Yeah, 100%. But like I say, who's going to see that in the community? So the thing is, you lock them up with whole life tariffs, so they never leave prison, which will obviously never happen, because they've got the Crown Prosecution Services have got sentencing guidelines for them offences. But like I say, we should have, like, it shouldn't even be 3 strikes and out. It should be 1 strike and you go straight to prison. It's as simple as that, guys. It really, really is. You cannot alter these people's minds. And like I say, the government listen to these highly paid academics. Oh yes, we can treat them, man. This thing's been in place since 1992. These treatment programs, sex offender treatment programs, they don't work. I could have told you that, and I would have charged you fuck all. What do you guys think? It's not about what I think, guys. I feel strongly about this. Like I say, this is on the BBC website. I'll put a link in the description below. please feel free to comment. I'm very, very interested. I want loads of comments on this video. Very interested to know what you think. Am I right? Am I wrong? Do you see what I'm saying but you don't get it? Do you stick up for them? I don't know. Hopefully none of you do, because I'll probably block you. But you have to let me know what you think, guys. Do you think sexual offender treatment programs can work? Do you think that doing 180 hours, say they're in for rape or they've raped a load of kids. Look at the guy that I've just done about the leader of the Telford grooming gang. He got 18 years in prison, right? You're telling me that he's going to get one course of 180 hours community, like group, like therapy, and that's going to cure him? No. Do you think these paedophiles, these depraved paedophiles and stuff that are in the system, white ones, black ones, Muslim ones, do you think that 180 hours course is going to stop them thinking? Well, because as soon, like I say, the sexually depraved and the longer they're in prison, the more sexually frustrated they are. Right? They probably picture things in their head when they're fucking knocking one out, right? But then when they get out and they're able to get to a computer and something like that, like I say, yes, they might be on sexual harm prevention orders and things like that, but is it really going to stop them on the sex offenders register? No, absolutely not. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave this video here. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to leave it here. Like, comment, subscribe. Cody out.